Well, it's kind of a basic morning. It's kind of a slow morning today. I'm gonna make some clean water because that's what I do every morning. I think you're catching on to it. Why do I clean my water? Well, because there's crazy stuff in it. And when I say clean my water, I'm not talking like filter it with a normal carbon filter, okay? Okay, I'm running this through a Gigawatt 1000. No, I'm just kidding. Just run it through this distiller. If anything, I double filter it. You can either do carbon and distillation, and that cleans it. It'll clean it all the way pretty much. But I'm running RO water into it, and then I run it through the distiller. And that really does the job. And so while that's filling up there, I'll just show you guys for everybody who's like, I want to know the routine. I thought I've shared enough, but apparently people still asking. And we're going to go with, this is the clean water I made last night. Because what I do is I run the distiller at nighttime. Why? Why do you run it at night? Well, apparently it's better as far as energy consumption, but I also run it during the day anyway because I make so much of this water. And then what I do in the mornings, I got these glass jugs. It's funny, people ask me, where do you get the glass jugs? I'm like, really? Come on, do a little homework. Can't find glass jugs. You're asking me for advice on glass jugs. I mean, I try to give you guys advice on the important stuff, like how to make the clean water and, oops, it's full. Yeah, still got a second. The difficult things, but glass jugs, yeah, you're gonna have to research that one yourself. But it's funny because these glass jugs are actually quite expensive. I'm surprised how expensive they are. So what I did was I found that they sell organic apple juice, 1 gallon, in a glass jug. I've found them in stores, and they're literally the exact same glass jug you can buy from the store, and they're cheaper. And they come with a bunch of organic apple juice. So that's what I do. Okay, so now this container that I'm going to clean the water is now full. Tighten at the top. I can't show you guys because I'm using both hands and the camera's over there, but this is so that I can clean all parasites out of water, all worms, all bacteria, all viruses. I know that sounds crazy, but no water filtration system does that. Some claim they do, but I've seen some lab tests and yeah, don't think so. Oh shoot, I think there's something underneath this thing. Yeah, it's a little wet. I had it in the sink. And yeah, it can be a little bit of a pain. There's a different model. These are from mypurewater.com. And they have a model where you don't have to take out that thing. And it's actually cheaper. I've had both. I just wanted to try them, And I would say that I don't know. There's things that I like about this one, and there's things that I like about the other one. This one's more expensive though. But the reason that I choose the ones from this company is because of the quality. If you take care of them right, they seem to last forever. I had a really old one. Still works actually. But I was letting my buddy use it. And so, yeah, you guys are seeing where I spend my money. Clearly spend my money on water. It's like, dude, you're a freak. I'd buy Coca-Cola every day instead. Coca-Cola? Yeah, that's where I spend my money. That's my water. Well, that's cool. To each his own, right? Someone's like, I spend my money on kombucha. What you think about that? That's cool. Whatever you want. That's a beautiful thing about America. You got freedom. At least I thought we did. But let's say kind of freedom. We kind of have freedom, right? I don't know. It's my guess. Guess it depends on what you call freedom. Because I think you have the freedom to clean your water for now. God knows what they're going to come up with next. Sorry, guys, you can't say the word distiller. You don't want anybody cleaning their water. It's like, okay, well, all right, sir, I guess we do that, Like whatever they want us to do, I hate to say it, we don't seem to have much power these days. Can't even say certain words. Somebody had to spend $40-something billion on Twitter just so that we could say just so we can say whatever we want, basically. Okay, first one, Purium powder. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way, guys. Thank you very much. Just so you know, I will be sarcastic sometimes and just being silly, so don't take anything personally because I don't mean it. I'm just playing around. I'm a goofball, and a lot of things I'd like to say that I never do say. You don't say. But no, I don't really get to say what I really want. I wish I could, but saying what I really want seems to get me in trouble. Okay, so why Purium powder? Well, guys, because it's all food, and Purium has hemp protein, huh? The nutrients in it is what I'm looking for, and they're really good. And then the ingredients, and it comes from food, and that's the goal. The goal is to get it from your food. Why? Well, because there's literally studies that have shown that our body seems to process and assimilate nutrients from food better than anything else. I got a heat pack in here, so excuse me. I'm gonna put on this heat pack because it feels good in the morning. So give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. My phone's probably gonna die again today, so hopefully I can make it to the charger before it dies, because otherwise this live stream's gonna die. Not that it's extremely exciting or anything. In fact, if you want Northern Yeti, or anybody, if there's any particular subject you guys would like to talk about today, we can play that game. Play the game where you guys type in a subject, whatever. It can be anything. You can just say cars, and I'll just start rambling about cars. Just something fun. And like, oh, I want to hear your opinions on politics. No, I'm kidding, by the way. They're like, yeah, people are going to start being like, hey, politics, religion. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Get me canceled? Never want to talk about those things, right? They'll get you in trouble. Okay, next ingredient is chlorella. I'm actually a fan of chlorella, but I know that, well, this one's lab verified. I like that, actually. A lot of them they don't have, it's a little concerning what might be in them sometimes, but I like it. It's very, very nutritional. Though it's kind of weird. I will say that the label says, something like vitamin A, zinc. God, everything's got zinc in it that I eat. Iron, niacin, and that's about it. But that's tough because when I was researching it, it said that chlorella, and this is your flax seeds, chlorella is the only food that if you eat nothing but chlorella, you most likely won't be deficient in almost anything. Not anything, but almost. So it's a well-rounded nutrient. That's why I had chosen it, but the label doesn't say that. So that's kind of interesting. I found that kind of interesting. But the Purium powder is it's just next level. I mean, it has everything pretty much that I need. I mean, I'm going to add some minerals, and you guys will see what I'm going to add. But just remember, my goal is everything food to get all my nutrients without taking some, dare I say, silly multivitamin. I mean, look, if you're a person who doesn't really know how to take care of themselves, and you want to pop a multivitamin, more power to you. Problem is that, I mean, I've read enough and seen enough to know that in regards to multivitamins, they can strain your kidneys, and in my opinion, when you're trying to heal the body, see, this is all my opinion. Remember, I don't give medical advice because I'm not a double PhD, man. If I could, then I would. You know what? I bet you even doctors can't give you medical advice. I mean, the good kind. All they can say is, all you can really do is take this pill. It's not medical advice, but I am a doctor. Oh, fantastic, doctor. I'll do whatever you say. Oh, really? Well, why don't you go ahead and bend over and pick up that trash? I'd like my office clean. What are you talking about, doctor? I don't know. I'm just being an idiot. What are you talking about? It's funny, right? We do have, I mean, doctors are supposed to be smart. And you know what's funny about doctors? I was watching a whole show about it, which is why I find it funny. So many overweight doctors and so many doctors that look unhealthy, and these are the people, right? I don't know. Don't let me judge. I'm not judging, but I will say I'm observing. I mean, I am an observer. I observe, and I observe a lot. I can tell. I've seen people with, well, I guess I shouldn't say anything, but I'll just say I've seen people where I clearly know what they're doing to their body and what would fix it, in my opinion, right? Again, in my opinion, because I don't know anything. I'm not a doctor. I don't give medical advice. But, I've seen that. And, you know, you can observe things. You can start observing things. It's kind of wild, but you can actually observe, like, the skin is obviously a big one. You can observe the eyes. You can observe the nails of the hands. Hands, actually, quite a bit. Feet also. Feet tell you a lot about a person's health. Teeth is a big one, but it's hard to see teeth sometimes, because, you'd have to be like a dentist and crawl in there and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys know, I was going to be a dentist a long time ago. When I was young, I was really into dentistry, as stupid as that sounds. But I was only into it kind of weird. It's not because I was like super interested in being a dentist. It was mostly because I thought I wanted the inside scoop on dentistry, and I wanted to learn about how to take care of my teeth because I had suffered so much. I had many, 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 many teeth pulled. When I was young, I had too many teeth in my mouth. It wouldn't fit. But I also had all sorts of other weird issues, in my mouth, and it was painful. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to go through this again. I thought there was some secret. I thought, oh, there must be a secret that dentists know that they're not telling you. But there isn't. They just like brush, floss. Even the methods that they use aren't even the best. But there is new science coming out. I've actually, this is funny, I've actually shared it with different dentists that I've known, and they always think that I'm crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? There's no technology like that. If there was, I would know about it. Like, oh my goodness. Do I have to prove this to you again? I mean, I do this so often. So I did, and they were like, oh my goodness, I didn't know about that. I'm like, yeah, it's been around for years, dude. Like, why aren't you reading? Like, who are you listening to when it comes to the latest data on dentistry? Don't you read? I don't get it. I mean, it's not like I'm a quadruple PhD and it takes a quadruple PhD to read some new data. But, so some people are like, well, what kind of toothpaste do you use? To be honest, it's not about the toothpaste. That's what people I don't think, understand. It's not the toothpaste. I mean, can it play a role? Sure. But it's not about the toothpaste. Did you know that you could actually not even use toothpaste and take care of your teeth? Huh. What a shocker, huh? Yeah, it's more about the act of brushing the garbage off the teeth so that the teeth don't develop something they call calculus, which is funny, right? Because it sounds like a math problem. Calculus. But yeah, so the act of brushing is the important part. And then, believe it or not, even the food you eat affects your teeth. Wow, what a shocker. Believe it or not. And deficiencies too, actually. Just crazy little things like that. But yeah, I invented my own technique for brushing because I've noticed that there's different views, believe it or not, in the world of dentistry about how you're supposed to do it. So not everybody agrees. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do my own thing. That's what I've been doing a lot in life. I take the data, I see the perspectives, I see the information, and then I assess it, and then I create something that makes sense to me. And, it works pretty good. I don't want to even, but I'm scared to say what I've been told, even if it's good news, because sometimes you say something and then all of a sudden, it's like one day you're like, oh, my dentist said my teeth are perfect, and the next time you go in, they're like, oh, we got to pull all your teeth. You're like, what? Yeah, bad luck. Should have not talked about it. And that sounds weird, but that happens. That happens to me. Sometimes I'll say something, even if I'm not trying to be malicious or arrogant, but I'm just better off not saying something. I'll just stay quiet. One of these days, that's what I'm going to do, actually, believe it or not. One of these days, as crazy as it may sound, I'm just going to disappear into the sunset, as they say, and get real quiet. Real quiet. Why? I don't know if have you guys ever done what I would call a vow of silence? Which I think that sounds like a religious thing, but have you ever done it? It's really interesting, when you don't talk at all. There's something to it. I feel like somehow, I don't know, more peaceful inside. I can just feel it. There's a time to talk and there's a time not to talk. I feel like all these politicians do is talk. I hate when they don't say anything important though. When they just say, crap that doesn't mean anything. I hate when they do that. You know? Okay, blueberries. Why blueberries? Well, you know what? Okay. I know that blueberries are amazing for the vascular system because, well, they did some serious research on that actually. And the longer you do it, the more amazing it is, which is awesome. You mix this and boron and hydrogen and all the things I'm doing, I'm telling you, that's pretty magic. But let's look at the nutritional label, see what it actually says. No vitamin D. I told you nothing has vitamin D in it, guys. Just start looking. It's got calcium, it's got iron, and it's got potassium. Now, it's interesting. Wow, it's even got fat. Can you believe that? Oh, wait. 1 gram of fat. Interesting. I would just say those are healthy oils. They're very different, you know. But the interesting thing is, and then you look at the ingredients. Let's look at the ingredients. Because people never look at ingredients. Ingredients, organic blueberries. Voila. See, that's what I'm looking for. The interesting thing about it is, you look at the nutrition on it, it doesn't look like much. You're like, that doesn't seem like much. Just has a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, like nothing crazy, right? And you'd be right. Now, here's the kicker. It basically means there's something more to blueberries than we have really understood. Because we clearly have data, by the way, clear data that of certain things that berries do to the body. And yet all we can show is a few little nutrients. Yeah, something's not right there. That's all I got to say about that. I'm telling you, food, guys. Okay, Purium has hemp powder, cool. Don't want to strain my kidneys, hell no. There you go. So I'm trying to tell you, that's why I don't take those type of pills. Yeah, lots of nurses and doctors in the UK are massively overweight, and the food, oh my God, and the food they have in their hospitals is so disgusting and unhealthy. It's true. Karina waves hi. Terry says, what sort of toothpaste you use? Oh, okay, not about the toothpaste. Fair enough. No, I'm not saying that toothpaste doesn't play a role. I'm just saying that it's not as important as people think. In fact, in the mornings, because this is hydrogen day number 5, right? The hydrogen challenge. And in the hydrogen challenge, what I'm doing is I'm drinking 1 liter in the morning, empty stomach. However, I have to brush my teeth first. And I know that some people are like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. I don't care. I just wake up in the morning and drink my coffee or eat a donut or whatever. But the Japanese discovered, this is how much we don't understand about the human body. And I've told you guys this before, but the Japanese discovered that we do grow cancer-causing bacteria in our mouth at night while we sleep. Now, the interesting thing about this is you think that that's the only negative thing that's growing in our mouth, while we sleep. I don't think so. I think it's almost like, dare I say, obvious. I mean, you can feel your mouth feels kind of slimy and dirty in the mornings, and you just think it's okay. Well, I'll just wash it down with a Coca-Cola or a coffee. It's like, no, don't wash it down. You're taking that into your system, and that's not what you want, ideally. Now, it's a very simple and it's free method to improve your health, just literally brushing your teeth. However, in the mornings, I do not use toothpaste because right after that, I'm aware that I'm going to be drinking my hydrogen water, and I don't want to swallow that toothpaste because it does leave a residue on your mouth. It's one thing that you learn in dentistry is that, for example, basically when you brush, it's going to leave a residue of whatever toothpaste that you're using. So you really don't want to eat after that because some of that stuff you really shouldn't be ingesting. Now, what I brush my teeth with, I do buy kind of just more natural toothpaste. I don't use, maybe I should, because I'm always conflicted on the whole fluoride thing. There seems to be data that's good for your teeth, but you really don't want to ingest it. So it seems to be more of a topical thing, but I'm still on the fence about it. I'm like, really? I'm just a little torn, but fluoride is, from my understanding, a natural mineral. So I don't know. I'm a little confused about it. But I don't use anything with fluoride. I don't. I use like a natural toothpaste that usually has like, baking soda and usually has certain types of essential oils. In the mornings, I make a little bottle. I've shown it on one of my videos. Go watch it if you want to know, but I show how I mix distilled water. This is why I like super clean water. You can use it for so many things, by the way. I mean, I put, ear drops, eye drops with hydrogen. I made the little spray bottle with the super clean water and a super clean essential oil. Sprayed in my mouth, just kind of freshen it up, wet the toothbrush, and just brush for like 20 seconds too. It doesn't have to be that long. The most important part, believe it or not, is the the inner surfaces of the mouth. So you have to brush the roof of your mouth, the inner lining of your cheeks, your tongue, you know, the roof, all that's just all the inner surfaces. If I believe, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. You grow more bacteria, I believe, on the inner surfaces of your mouth than you do on your actual teeth. And you know what? I'll be right back, guys. I gotta grab something down here real quick. And so let's see here. What am I thinking here? So yeah, so you don't need, you know, the world's most magical toothpaste or anything. But you need a good toothbrush. You do need a good toothbrush, and you don't want to overbrush. Overbrushing is unfortunately not good, and I have done a lot of that. Done a lot of overbrushing in my day by accident. I didn't know until I got a little older. Plus, I just wanted to get my mouth so clean, and that caused overbrushing. Okay, let's put a little hydrogen water in here, or clean water. Now, as far as the hydrogen challenge, yeah, 1 liter. By the way, there is data apparently now that shows that hydrogen does soak into fruits and vegetables. So whatever I've been doing here apparently is all good. Enhances the antioxidant power of the fruit or vegetable. And so we move on. Let's see here. Let's see. Terry C says, Greg, try to rub the ginger off. Rub the ginger off. Sorry, rub the ginger skin off with a spoon. It's easier. I mean, I'll try it, but I'm pretty sure it won't work. But I'll show you next time so you can see. Solomon, hello again. Just saw you on TikTok. What? I agree. We can live as long as we want. I'll see you there for now. I'll keep drinking my hydrogen water. Have a good day full of wonder, Solomon. That's weird. I'm not on TikTok unless somebody put me on there, which happens. I have a lot of people putting my videos in places. It completely makes sense about the mouth cleaning and morning, Greg. Yep. Well, you know, facts. I tend to try to stick to the facts. You know, I know a lot of companies don't like that. They get pretty upset about me talking about certain things. Oh, here we go. There's a few extra leaves today. Those look kind of diseased, though. I like the stem, though. I'm going to keep the stems. Okay. I'm just going to throw these in there for some reason. I don't know. Little by little, I got to throw some of these in there because otherwise they're just going to go bad. And I know that I could cook with them. I put these can go in curry. You guys should see the curry. But you know what's funny? I make this curry with pure 100% coconut cream, but it still makes me feel a little weird. The oil, it's kind of weird. So I try to limit it. I don't eat it very often, but I do like it. It's very delicious, full of vegetables and beans, and yeah. So today, after you do your hydrogen smoothie with super clean water in the morning, I mean, it can be this easy. I mean, that's easy, guys. Let's be honest. Come on. That is very, very easy. Let's do this. I'm going to cut this guy. I guess I should. You know, it's funny. Well, I'm going to put some beets in here. You know, I thought I should stop putting beets for a while, but I just like them so much, and they taste so good. And they do have a lot of good properties, and they have other things that people are like, oh, it's dangerous. They have, what do they call it? Oxalates. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, everything has something bad in it. And it's got a lot of benefits, though. I mean, it's one of the interesting things about beets is that it gets the body to produce nitric oxide. Nitric, not nitrous oxide, but nitric oxide. This is dangerous. Me and a knife, guys. Dangerous. I'm not sure. That's a lot of beet to put in there today. The thing is, I'm tempted to do it. Let's see how much I'll leave over. Let's peel a little bit. I'm not going to use a spoon for this either. I just know a spoon won't work because I've tried many different things, but I'll try it on the ginger, and so we can satisfy one of the viewers. Let's satisfy Terry on that one. Maybe it does work, and maybe it'll shock me, but then I'll just have to dirty a spoon. Then that's more to wash, you know. For me, if I can have the least amount of things to wash. Now, the interesting thing about fruits and vegetables, the dishes are really clean. They don't get all oily and gross and dirty. You know, they're pretty clean, and so they're not the hardest thing to wash. The pitcher, I wish, was easier, actually. All right, let's cut this sucker up. Let's see here. Let's see how much we want today. Let's see. That's looking about Maybe just a tiny bit more. I'm going to have to leave some of it because I don't want to say it's too many beets. And it's not like I'm eating the whole beet either, by the way. And it's not like I'm drinking the whole smoothie either, you know. So, but yes, it gets the body to produce nitric oxide, which I don't know if you know what that does. But there's even research with nitric oxide, which I personally think they took my technique because it mysteriously was studied after my videos. I know who's stealing my stuff, by the way, but I won't throw them under the bus. And they did a video where they, or not a video, they did a research study where they saw the effects of nitric oxide with hydrogen. And what happened? Voila, it works. It works really good, actually. And so apparently my techniques work. Wow, what a surprise. What a shocker. You know, it doesn't take that's what I don't understand. It doesn't take a genius to figure this stuff out. At least I wouldn't think so. I mean, you have all these doctors, they don't seem to figure it out. And like Terry C said, a lot of them are quite unhealthy. I haven't met too many healthy doctors, to be quite honest. I'm sure they're out there. And then there's a bunch of nonsense doctors. Oops, I'm not going to name any names though. But in my opinion and my experience, boy, especially in the world of hydrogen, my goodness, they are all recommending some silly stuff. And they actually have made their patients sick. Well, how do I know that? Because those patients have emailed me and they're like, hey, this thing's making me sick. Why is this product making me sick? And I'm like, because it's got this and that in it, you know, and they're like, what? Why would my doctor recommend that? Because your doctor doesn't understand hydrogen. Sorry, you trusted that person. Not only did you trust them, you paid them. You paid them to make you, to potentially make you sick. And you paid for whatever product they recommended. It's so sad. I'm so sorry, but it's sad. Poor people out there. They're like, I'm confused, you know. This person says this person says that. I'm like, I know. It's very confusing. It's very difficult research and it's very, very time consuming. And I literally have done it for a very long time. And you know, you guys are a small group. This is a group that might listen to me, but most people don't. Most people are like, you're not a doctor. You don't know anything. It's like, oh, okay. I didn't know you had to be a doctor to have a brain. Okay, we're putting in soaked raisins. I might be a little mean today. I'm not trying to be mean. You know what? I'm just going to put them all in. Raisins have a lot of really wonderful properties to them also, but the one that I'm specifically looking for, just because I'm being a little selfish, is the boron, natural boron in raisins. Here we got soaked walnuts in hydrogen water. So I'm sure it's now enhanced them, is my guess. That's just my guess. Just watch. One of these days I'll do a research study and prove that I was right. And be like, how did he know? It's like, duh. It's not the most complicated thing in the world. Food likes hydrogen. Let me tell you that, guys. Food likes hydrogen. And it's just that it's all deficient in it, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. So, yada, yada, yada. My opinion. And we just can enhance it. And I'm telling you, the body likes food. It doesn't like synthetic stuff, really. It likes food. You know what? I just realized, guys, I don't have my natto. I apologize. I'm going to have to go grab it. And you guys are going to be like, what? He's not going to be on camera for 5 seconds. I'm out of here. This sucks. Why is this guy showing us all this stuff on how to improve our lives for free after all the research? Yeah, I know. He's such a jerk. I gotta get my natto, guys. Ooh, I just realized most of it's frozen. That's not gonna be good. Gotta unfreeze one here. Unfreeze one. How about two? Unfreeze two. For next time. Ooh, I got new stuff coming out too. I try different types of natto. Honestly, maybe you guys can hear me. I might be too far away. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta hurry up. This phone's gonna die. I said, hurry, hurry, hurry. But the truth is, I ain't in no hurry today. I don't like to hurry. I ain't in no hurry. Be ashamed not to worry. I don't think it goes like that at all. But those lyrics won't make any sense. Here's the natto, guys. Here we go. And where's the little magic part? The magic part is that it says Japan, product of Japan. That's the magic. I don't buy any natto from anywhere else because I know how they do it in Japan and they do it right. And that's the thing I love about the Japanese. Got to give it to them. Got to give them for the love of doing things right. You know. Let's see. Terry's the only one comment today. She says, my mom, mommy My mommy used to say beets are good for the blood. They are, by the way. Good. It will work, Greg. It will work. Please make a video about new dental technology, really? I have looking for because I need serious dental work. Thanks. Yeah, the new technology that I speak of, well, I'll just share it with you guys right now. I don't need to make a video. I'll just tell you right now. The world of hydrogen is doing my head in. I've been very pissed off. People talk bad about stuff about holy hydrogen and say there is a machine is a cheap copy. Oh yeah, I know about that. No, that's not the full story. You guys really want to know the full story? I should probably make a video, not just say it here, but no, they didn't copy it. In fact, what they basically did was develop something that should have been developed. And yeah, it's silly to say because, there's only, this is what's hilarious. There's only like, I don't know, a good 3 or 4 different methods to make hydrogen, probably for such uses. There's not a lot of ways. So if you choose one of those ways and somebody comes out and says, oh, they copied it. Like, are you kidding? That's like distillation. Oh, they copied my distiller. Oh, by the way, we got to stir the natto to activate it. And this is fermented bean. A lot of amazing science. You could easily Google it. The Japanese have done so much research on this. They show that you should stir it at least 100 times to activate it. And my phone's almost dying. And yeah, you have to stir it about 100 times to activate it. It's rich in vitamin K. I'm definitely getting enough vitamin K, I'll tell you that much. I've been looking at all these ingredients and all my stuff in the nutrition, and it's like, goodness gracious. Like, look right here. Let's look at it, the celery I'm going to put in later too. Yeah, it's got fiber. Fantastic. It's got sugar in it, very little. But, people always get weird about that. Look at the research about the way the body reacts to sugar from fruits and vegetables as compared to processed sugar. It's really interesting. What's so interesting is if you mix them, if you mix natural sugars from food with processed sugar, the results are just very interesting. I could share them with you if you really want to know, but I find it very interesting how the body works. What else is in here? Yeah, it's got some carbohydrates, sodium, because these are all natural components in it. No vitamin D, again, as usual. It's got calcium, well, a little tiny bit of iron, and potassium. What's interesting is that it has almost the same exact things, if I'm looking at it as far as percentages, extremely similar to blueberries. But are the results the same when you put them in the human body? No, they each have their different benefits. And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's more to food than what we know. We do not understand all the aspects of food. But what we do know, and I don't know why this is the case, but it seems to be very simple. We do know that food seems to be the way to go as far as health. Food is the magic. It was already here for us, whoever put it here, or Mother Nature, or whatever you want to call it. But it's already here, and it seems to be what our body responds to best. How do we know that? Well, we've done studies. We know that. I'm telling you, do some research. You will find out. Food is amazing. So that's why I've created my protocols. And yes, that means that I can't start a channel and sell 100 different products of different supplements, but I'm not into that. And I know that there's money in it. People are always contacting me. In fact, I've had a lot of companies, why don't you promote this supplement? And I'm like, because I wouldn't take it. I'm not going to buy that thing every single month. No way. I want food. And that's why even my Purium powder is not even even the company doesn't design it to be a multivitamin, but that's how I use it. I use it as a multivitamin. I mean, they do design it to be a multi-nutrient, I guess. It's supposed to be, I think, a supplement really for not eating. So in that regards, I guess it does do that. But I use it as a multivitamin. And with my food, of course, because when you combine it with fiber, here's the thing too, people don't seem to understand. When you combine it with fiber, in my opinion, I think there's data, but I'm just saying my opinion because I'm not sure this has been proven. And if it hasn't been proven, it will be proven in the future someday that the fiber helps us absorb the nutrients better. Because your body can only absorb so much, guys. And because it can only absorb so much at a time, it's ideal to pair it. Parrot, that's funny, like a parrot. Parrot, you talk now. It's important to pair it with the nutrients with fiber, because the fiber, the Japanese did discover some interesting, they are still discovering, but there's a lot of interesting discoveries about fiber. And they're discovering, I bet you I have trolls watch my channel just to learn all this stuff so they can take it to their channels for content. But anyway, it's funny. And yet my channel's so small, it kind of sucks, but that's okay, whatever, right? And so they pair it when you pair it with the fiber, it does almost like a time release. Seems to have a time release aspect to it. It does help depending on the fiber, though, not all the fibers, but the fibers from vegetables specifically seem to help control blood glucose. And the funny thing is, this fruit does the same thing. It's differently though. It does it differently because there's more sugar in fruit typically. And but I've seen the studies. In fact, I'll just share with you. It's a really interesting study. Basically, what they did is they would take people, they would put a certain amount of sugar, let's say like 1 tablespoon of sugar, in water, and they would just drink it, and they would see the blood glucose spike. Now, here's where it doesn't make sense. You ready for this? Then they would take somebody, or even that same person later, doesn't matter, because everybody was reacting the same, pretty much. And what they did is they would, wow, look at these bananas I bought. Crazy. So then they would take someone and do the same thing. However, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit everything I want in here today. Oh, I haven't even opened this? Oh, I thought I did. There we go. So then they would take the people. Ew, got some celery going bad in here. I better use that stuff up right now. It's going to make everything else go bad in there. They would give the exact same amount of sugar, same amount of water, pretty much everything's the same, except they would add something like orange juice. Now, the orange juice had natural sugar. You guessed it, right? Obviously, no added sugar in it. It's just 100% orange juice. So they would add it to the sugar and the water or whatever. So logically, and this is why we do scientific studies, guys, everybody thought this is going to make blood glucose go even higher. And then, of course, there'll be a big crash, which was the crash that people would have when they had the sugar spike from just the sugar. Well, guess what? That's not what happened. The sugar spike was lower. And they're like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. How could it be lower? How could it be lower if we just put more sugar? That doesn't make any sense. But see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Food, natural food, like that orange juice, the body doesn't assimilate all sugar the same. It may look like it. You're still going to have the sugar go up because clearly you're ingesting it. But this is the reason that I created even this smoothie was, well, it's one of the reasons. This smoothie does a lot of things. I mean, this is obviously a hydrogen smoothie challenge, hydrogen water challenge, really. From the Hydrofix, because I'm just not going to recommend anything that's no good. There are, a lot of people don't know this, there are 2 other machines that are good, though, that I've seen, but neither one of them does both the water and the gas. One does the water, one just does the gas, and they're both expensive. The gas one's even more expensive, and the water one is just not very reliable, so it'll cost you more in the long run. It'll break. That's why I don't recommend them. But anyway, if you do it right, because there's a lot of hydrogen machines out there that, in my opinion, are definitely doing it wrong and could cause a lot of problems. Like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I personally think that the Kangen is a very bad way to do it because it changes the pH of the water and it disrupts stomach acids and stuff like that. That's been my experience. It's been the experience of other people who have contacted me. But I know people swear by it. I know it's a multi-level marketing thing. I get it, whatever. I don't care. All I care is about what's good for my body and if it happens to be whatever happens to be. And in this particular case, clean water with the Hydrofix making the hydrogen is what I personally think, based on all my research, is the best. And so that's why I use that for the challenge. And we're putting all this celery in here. It's going to be wonderful because I like the taste of celery. And so in the end, when you pair fruits and vegetables with sugars, it affects the body differently. So that's why when people get all weird, I mean, it's funny. Everybody has their own opinion. Even doctors, like, oh, this doctor says this natural doctor says that. I had a friend contact me yesterday. He's like, dude, this doctor, he says this and that, and they discovered that, distilled water, like the way you're making it is like so good. I'm like, took them long enough. I mean, seriously, dude, like I've been telling you. And you know what's funny? This friend wouldn't listen to me. He never would listen to me. He never did get a carbon distiller. And then after he saw the doctor say it was good, I was like, immediately went out and bought one. I'm like, dude, we've known each other for years, bro. And it took some doctor to convince you. It's like, you could have figured that one out on your own. It wasn't that complicated. It's clean water. Some people still argue with me about that. They're like, oh no, distilled water is no good. It's like, you know what? That's fine. I'm not making any claims. You can believe whatever you want. That's the beautiful thing about all this. You can believe whatever you want. It actually doesn't bother me. I don't actually care because guess what? It's your body. Now, I'll share with you what I personally think is the right information, but it's called freedom. You got the right to choose. Freedom to choose what goes in your body. Kind of, though. Kind of, sort of, right? Because we are at the mercy of farmers and we are at the mercy of, these companies that make food. Granted, I try to stay away from processed food, but once in a while you're going to buy something. I'm trying to think, what would I buy? Sometimes I buy canned water. I do buy canned water sometimes. There's nothing in it. It's just carbonated canned water, but I will buy that. But let's say that's probably not a good example. What else do I buy that's processed? Well, I buy everything I buy is food, nuts, seeds, fruits, vegetables. But what the heck do I buy? I must buy something. I'm going to go look. I'm going to go look now because what the heck do I buy? Well, once in a while I used to buy these chips. They were made of like quinoa and beans and stuff. But I always knew they weren't like the best thing for me. Now, a lot of people would have been like, oh, those are health chips. But I would eat those sometimes. But yeah, I don't really buy those very often. They're dry, and I don't do a lot of dry food. It's not really good in my opinion for you. Again, just my opinion. Now, remember, my opinions are about healing, not about just living. You can totally live off that stuff. In fact, you could live off of McDonald's cheeseburgers and milkshakes for quite a while if you're lucky. I remember there was a story of this guy. I don't know if you guys ever seen this guy. It's pretty remarkable. I think he said he ate at least, maybe more, but I believe he ate at least one Big Mac a day. And he didn't look super great, but he wasn't, I don't know. He was old because he lived. I think he made it. I don't know when he ever died, but I think the last I saw that show where he was like, yeah, I eat McDonald's every day. How old was he? 50s maybe? A lot of people don't know that Michael Jordan, he literally, now I don't know if he does that anymore, but back in the day, in his playing days and stuff, and even before his playing days, when he was young, apparently he ate McDonald's like all the time. That was his go-to. He'd go to McDonald's every morning, get himself a nice, delicious McDonald's breakfast. I gotta say, I'm a little confused about that because I don't know. I think McDonald's tastes delicious. I love the French fries and I love me a Big Mac. I love their milkshakes. What else do I like? I don't know. It's been a long time, but it tastes good. It tastes so freaking good. Does it really taste good, or is it just because we grew up that way? You know, I think it just tastes good. You take anybody from the jungle and stick a Big Mac in their mouth, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, this is like from this. This is from the gods. The gods sent us this cheeseburger. It's so fantastic." You know, and then you give them a smoothie like mine, and people will be like, "Ugh, give me that cheeseburger with the French fries or those little pancakes they used to make at McDonald's." Probably still do. You know, is it that bad for you? I don't know. Could you live till your 70s? Yeah, you probably could. I know somebody who eats that kind of stuff all the time, and they're in their 70s though. They've had cancer more than once, but they're still alive, at least for now, actually. Because sad part is I don't think they have a lot longer. Actually, they're dealing with something right now, but you could always go to Burger King, right? Is that different? Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, all these burger joints. They taste so flipping good, but could you make a healthy hamburger? I would think so. You get a cow that was raised right. You get some bread that was made a little differently. It's like, is it impossible to make it healthy? I don't think so. I think it's very possible. Are they going to do it? Well, probably not. What was that one show where they put like a cheeseburger or something, or a McDonald's burger, and it like stayed good forever on the shelf for like, I don't remember how long. Like, well, I don't know if it had formaldehyde in it or what's in it, but it has something in it. It won't die. So does that mean that it's going to keep us from dying, or it just keeps us from rotting? I don't know. Did you know that there's monks that this is very interesting. It's one of the techniques I learn from everywhere. I don't just like, I read scientific papers, but I also look at how people live, and I look at, you know, all sorts of different pieces of information that I can find. And one of them was monks that they do their best to keep their body from rotting even after they die. That's pretty remarkable. And what they did was they would eliminate certain food as time would go on. And they would do everything they can to get rid of all parasites. And it was very interesting. And it's one of the reasons that develop some of my techniques. I mean, all my techniques are for a reason. I'm not just doing this just blindly and be like, hey, let me just throw some bananas and carrots and call it a smoothie. I don't know. Throw some hydrogen water, some weird fermented beans called natto. I mean, I don't know. Let me just guess. So here we go. Let's put some minerals in here. Why minerals? Well, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Who knows? Who knows if there's any research? Actually, there is research. A lot of good minerals in here. Wow, a lot of magnesium. Holy smokes, that's a lot of magnesium. Chloride, almost no sodium. They take almost all the sodium out here. It has potassium, sulfate, lithium, boron. It's got boron in there. See, we're already getting boron. But I'm just adding it extra because I'm doing a little experiment. My own little experiment. Okay, it's about to get loud. I'm going to take out the compost and we'll make Ah, very healthy. Sounds like a motorcycle. Electric motorcycle. I wonder if Tesla will ever make a blender. We got the Gigawatt 1000. It's got 1,000 horsepower. You can blend anything in there. And probably nobody would buy it except for me. You can put anything in there. So I stop it because periodically, because the heavier, bigger chunks really do drop down a little bit closer to the blades. I can actually feel it, and you can hear it sometimes. Right there, there it is, and then boom, popped up there. All right, one more time, and I'm going to cut these with a little hydrogen water. Why? Well, because what I do makes no sense. Let's go do that. You're just weird, dude. Oh, make no sense. Bunch of nonsense. I love that line. It's a bunch of nonsense. Can you imagine if you watched the video of like Biden making a smoothie? That'd be hilarious. I forget halfway through. Okay, let's see if this is smoothie. Let's see if it's smooth like it's supposed to be. It's about the. Sometimes when you open it, it's too full. It will literally pop out and make a mess all over. I'm also wearing an apron. Today was kind of full. Oh, right there, like a baked cake. It literally looks like one at the top of it. Okay, what we're gonna do. Wow, this is thick today. Holy smokes. Maybe it does need to be blended a little more. We're gonna cut it halfway through. I'm almost thinking about adding a little more water to this thing. You know what? Tastes good. Well, I guess we'll just let it be thick today. I won't add any more water. Could, should. Maybe I could even add more carrots, but that would just make it thicker, I guess. So let me just blend it a little more. Oh, I'm sure that's good. Okay, what's the magic ingredient number one? Anybody know? Anybody? Now remember, everything I like comes from food or, water, something like that. Let's move this over here. I'm not sure you guys can see it. Well, the first one is I'm definitely getting enough zinc. I like to get my zinc from my food, as you guys know. Second best is ionic. So if you notice, what I use is ionic. Now, I'm definitely getting enough. I don't even know why I'm using this pump one, but actually, I do know why I'm using it. I'm using it because I want to use this up because I'm not going to buy anymore. I don't need that because I get plenty with my food and plenty in my Purium powder. Yeah, I'm getting enough for sure. So we're done with that one. The most important one, in my opinion, is this one, D3 with K2. And read real closely, ionic. This is second best again. Number one will always be from food, but D3 is almost impossible to get from food. And then the foods that it's in is not food I want to consume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These days, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would consume it if the planet was cleaner. Planet ain't so clean, so sorry, stay away from it. Okay, now this next one is an experiment. It is definitely good for you. A lot of good scientific data. I've done videos on it, and that is boron. Ionic boron. Good for the brain, good for the ligaments, good for the bones, good for your sex hormones, whether you're a man or a woman. So it's good for your testosterone, your estrogen. It's just good stuff. According to the data, by the way, that's no claim on my part. That's just what the data shows. So I've been experimenting with a little bit, but I mean, obviously it's already in my minerals and everything else. And do I really need it? Probably not, but I'm experimenting. Chlorophyll, again, from food. I mean, in fact, you want me to read the ingredients for you guys? Because some people are like, really, is that from food? Yeah, it's from food, super greens, organic mustard seed. Or there's organic mustard seed in this. Hey, a little shout out to Jesus, remember? Have faith the size of a mustard seed. It even has a little essential oil in it. I notice it has a little peppermint flavor, but this stuff is so dark green. Holy smokes, check this out. It will stain everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I almost actually squirted the whole thing in there. That would have been bad. Just put in 5 drops. That's what I'm putting. I don't know. It probably says to do more. Well, what does it say? It says suggested use. Using the meter dropper, 0.5 mLs, which would be half a teaspoon. With juice or water. I'm probably putting a little less than that, I would guess, in those drops, but that's okay because I'm getting plenty of greens. I eat a lot of them. Again, I like to get them from food, but that is, you know, in my opinion, a good food source. Just my opinion. Boy, today's smoothie is going to be good though because I put everything in there. The soaked walnuts, the soaked raisins. I'm definitely getting plenty of boron, I'll tell you that much. And like I said, oh yeah, you guys can pick a subject if you want me to talk about whatever subject you want, or I'll just ramble on, but the phone's about to die and I'm about to plug it in and sit down and have this smoothie so I can actually read your comments. My apologies if I haven't been responding. This is going to be a special surprise for someone today, so I'm going to save that just a little later. Later, Gator. Oh, I still have some more from yesterday. I got to drink that up. I may have to drink that. But I'm going to drink this one first. Maybe the other one will be for dessert or something, or lunch. So I'm doing a little intermediate fasting today because it's pretty late in the day and this is my breakfast. Hemp hearts. This is obviously, I mean, talk about nutrients. Holy smokes. This is interesting because this has way more nutrients according to the label than, you know, the celery or the blueberries or that kind of stuff. And these are nuts. Again, nuts and seeds, guys. I just don't think you can be a healthy vegetarian without nuts, seeds, and beans. I just don't personally think it's possible with the food that we have today. Maybe Garden of Eden days or something, but not today. It would be pretty impossible. You'd have to consume too much of them, and that probably would be a problem with oxalate exposure, in my opinion, though. Because what do I know? I don't know much. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't water that down. I'm gonna take my earpiece out and answer your question. Why that taste so good? Almost tastes like cinnamon in there. That can't be possible. I think today I'm gonna make a nice cup of coffee. But I never have my coffee before my meals. It will dehydrate you. I will load up on, I already am with my smoothie. I'm loading up on minerals. Like I said, challenge would be clean hydrogen water in the morning and then a smoothie. And that's it. You can do whatever you want. And if you can inhale hydrogen like I'm about to while you eat, even better. This is the last magic ingredient. And be careful with what hydrogen you inhale. I would not inhale anything with chemicals. I know a lot of people like to make hydrogen with lye. Not a good idea. Or even stainless steel. I wouldn't use stainless steel ever to make my hydrogen. Do it right. Or honestly, don't do it at all. That's my opinion. You can do other things. You can still do smoothies, clean water. You can do a lot of other things. You don't have to do the hydrogen, but hydrogen is, I mean, it's the most powerful tool I've seen. But all these minerals and nutrients are important. We're like a car. You can't say that the wheels are more important than the engine. You know what I mean? Just can't. Okay, let's see. Please make a video about dentistry. I guess I could tell you the secrets, but. Northern Yeti. You know, and actually look at what Terry C said. She's pissed because all the bad talk about holy hydrogen. Think about that for 1 second. Why would everybody be going after him? Just like they're going after Elon Musk. you know, for giving everybody free speech. Heck, just like they're going after Trump. I guess that's the best way to figure out what the best is, huh? I don't know. I just look at the facts. But blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I mean, I don't like them saying things like that because it confuses everything. People think, oh, but I know the Korean device. I've had them. Had more than one. They weren't close to being as good as the Hydrofix. I tried them. Can't even inhale that hydrogen. There's a lot of hydrogen out there you should not be inhaling, I'm telling you. In my opinion. Okay, Northern Yeti says, it makes sense if you think about it. It's kind of like having extra ripe fruit. Tastes sweeter from more sugar. Sugar. Northern Yeti, I've spent hours correcting doctors on Twitter, correcting. I gave up. It's useless. I agree, they don't care. Terry C says, yeah, just went through 2 years of trying to convince family and friends what was going on with the, you know, what, and nobody listened. They all lined up for poison. I hear you, girl. Who would have known vitamin D was so special? Super Size Me was a great film. I agree, Northern Yeti. That would have been fun. I'd be eating McDonald's all the time. It tastes so good. I think eventually, though, you'd be like, ugh, I don't want to eat this stuff anymore. Feel your pain, Terry. Northern Yeti and Terry get a room, huh? Got my dad. Mom is still around at least. Got my dad. Oh, got my dad. I'm just saying. Mom is still around. I know, it's crazy, this world. It's starting to make me feel a little Looney Tunes sometimes, and I'll be all right. That's good, Yeti. I think this is just Northern Yeti and Terry talking back and forth here. When I was in the Army, I used to eat 2 McGriddles. I don't even know what that is, but I'm sure it's from McDonald's. McGriddles after morning physical training. I don't know how I managed. Well, calories, empty calories. Terry, I tried their vegan burger. Was nice. But you know that crap's not good. Yeah. I'd like to know which one's worse. I'd like to see a study on their vegan burger versus the actual meat one. I don't know, they both seem scary. What the heck is a McGriddle? Says Terry. Northern Yeti says breakfast sausage sandwich. The bun is 2 pancakes. What? With maple syrup? Yuck. You know, people like syrup with their sausage. Ugh. I don't know why I don't like that. But to each their own. Some people like it. Northern Yeti, I would probably vomit if I ate one now. Really? I think I could stomach it. Probably tastes good. Terry C, well, probably not that one. I don't like those. Focus Pocus says 144K. You get a medal. Oh, yay, I got a medal. Thank you. Terry C, hey, Focus. How's the urine therapy going? Do you drink it straight up or on the rocks? Yuck, come on. Sorry, Focus, bad joke. The way we do anything is the way we do everything. Whatever that means. I will try not to speak in riddles, guys. I need to confuse everybody. Solomon, look into hydroxyapatite. Okay. Wolfgang says ferment the urine. Oh gosh, I've heard of that too. I've never read that from any doctor. Good. So the hydrogen challenge, the easiest thing is the water, then the smoothie. It's the inhalation that I think a lot of people have a little trouble with. Northern Yeti says, I'm going to share something kind of gross with you guys, maybe if you really want to talk about this urine stuff, but urine takes best. I'm assuming he says tastes best with beaver bottom glands, so I've heard. Yeah, it tastes like strawberries and raspberries. That is from Mr. Astrology. Yeah, I know he's into the fermented urine, but At least the data doesn't show that. Maybe someday it will. Maybe he's right. I don't know. Goes, he says goes. Gland, or I've heard goes. Goes? Solomon looking, I don't know what that means, but okay. Focus, focus. It means if you do small things good, you do big things good. And if you do small things bad, then you do bad things, big things bad. So pay attention to the small things. That's very Japanese, by the way. Fermented urine when bad isn't bad enough. Yeah, you know, I agree. Small things. I don't know if these are small things. I think these are small things. Just drink some hydrogen water, drink a smoothie. Not a big deal. When it comes to hydrogen, though, the details, there is a lot in the details. Yep, I like to inhale it while I drink. The smoothie. Very delicious. I might have to drink some of yesterday's, though, which is too bad, because I'd like to finish this one today. This one's good. What am I missing? I want something today. I mean, this is good. I mean, it'll probably satisfy me by the time I eat it, but today's one of those days I kind of want to do something bad, you know, like, I mean, I'm not going to eat a cheeseburger or anything, but what is your opinion on food-grade hydrogen peroxide, if you can say? Yeah, I've used it. You have to know how to dilute it. Another good reason to have your own carbon distiller, because you don't want to mix it with anything that's not that. And it can be used for certain things. I think some people have overblown what it can do, because you got some book that's like the 5-minute cure. It's like, are you kidding me? You know, it's not going to cure anything in 5 minutes, really, almost. But it is good stuff. It's a good tool. I have a big bottle of it. You got to know how to dilute it. You got to know how to use it. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it really is not as much to do with hydrogen as much as oxygen, because it's H2O2, so it has an additional oxygen molecule. Very oxidizing, so it's good at killing things. That's why you put it on like a cut or something so you don't get an infection. You know. So, yeah. I think I think it's good stuff. You just have to know how to use it, and don't overuse it or don't do it the wrong way. That can be very damaging, and it could potentially kill you if you do it wrong. I mean, that stuff can be really, really crazy strong. So you got to know what you're doing. But yeah, there's a lot of tools that I like. It's not like just hydrogen. Hydrogen's more like for your health, kind of like a vitamin. Kind of like being hydrated with water. But then you got the minerals. But hydrogen seems to interact with everything, just like water, because water is your body's solvent. It's used for so many things. And hydrogen, in my opinion, is very similar. So it's foundational. Clean water and hydrogen is like foundational, guys. I mean, it's just basic stuff. Our bodies need clean water. And I believe, personally, that the planet used to potentially be different. That's my opinion. And it used to have more hydrogen. Especially in the days of Adam and Eve. Okay, Terry says that she likes beaver butt. That's weird. Okay, let's see. Never played with a beaver's butt. Oh wait, beaver butt Greg. Beaver butt Greg, is that my new nickname? Beaver butt Greg. That's what's missing. Oh, that's what's missing in my smoothie. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm vegetarian. I don't put any beaver butt in my smoothies. Yeah, I'm kind of wanting. Oh, where do you buy your koji? Just at the, the store where they sell either Japanese food or sometimes Chinese food, Korean food. but usually better at Japanese and Korean food places, and typically just Japanese food is the best. I make it myself, but you can buy it made. I have a bunch in the fridge right now, but when you buy it made, it's so expensive. I can't believe it. You can just make it yourself. Helen says, finally got my natto. Has a bitter taste. There's many different kinds of natto. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's one of the reasons that I put it in the smoothie, you know, so that you can try to eat it on the regular. This is turning into the Beaver Breakfast Club. Migi. That's the Atarashi one. Okay. Focus Pocus says, the person who is reading this, I wish you great success, health, love, and happiness. Yay! I get love and happiness. And great wealth and health. Oh, did you put wealth? You put health. Love, I like that. Can't live life without love, at least in my opinion. You could, but it'd be an empty life. Oh yeah, great success. Woohoo! Thank you, Focus Pocus. You just, how can I give you a thumbs up? Let's see. I guess not. Okay, well, here's your thumbs up. There you go, big guy. Helen says, I got the bitter one. Put it in my smoothie tomorrow. There you go. Way to do it. Yeah, I don't mind on the smoothie or sometimes on its own. Some of them taste really good. I got this one right now, but it's big beans. It tastes kind of buttery. All right, guys, any last questions or subjects you'd like to talk about before I go? Good stuff. It's getting late in the day already, my goodness. It's funny. Ask any last questions and people are like, no, and then when I turn this off, people try to call me or email me, wait, I came up with one. Part of the reason I do the show too is so that way you guys can ask questions while I eat. I don't have to take all these calls and emails. Okay, I guess I'll grab some of tomorrow's, yesterday's. See what the difference is. Probably should grab more hemp hearts. I like the flavor quite a bit. Okay, guys, let's see. What's your last questions here before I say goodbye? Hi, God. Terry C says, will you tell more about the stone people? Maybe someday. Maybe someday. That's weird. This one tastes weird. Almost tastes like mushrooms. Let's make a mushroom. Tastes creamier. What did I put in there yesterday? Ugh. I thought today's was more creamy. Okay, guys, let's see here. Almost saying goodbye. You speak Japanese, my friend? Choto nihongo ne. Choto nihongo. I gotta speak like the Japanese guys. See, the guys are like, choto nihongo. And then the girl's like, choto nihongo. No, not really. I'm just making up sounds. They don't mean anything. Watashi wa gaijin desu. See, I'm just making up sounds. Nobody would know probably. I don't think we have any Japanese people in the crowd. Ha ha ha. I keep nagging you about them stone peeps. Oh yeah, no worries. I will share some stuff someday. I already shared the majority of it. In fact, you know what I was gonna do? I was actually gonna bring up one of the stones, but I didn't. Maybe next time. Okay, last questions, anybody? I don't know if anybody's actually following the hydrogen challenge. I'd be curious. Am I just doing these videos just for me? Am I the only guy following the challenge? Or is anybody out there following it? Clean water I had this morning with hydrogen, fully saturated, so full saturation. And then I made the smoothie. You guys saw the smoothie and me cleaning water. Now I'm inhaling. I should take deeper breaths through my nose periodically though. I forget to do that. Deep in the lungs. Okay, let's see here. Focus says, licking the jar clean. You the boss? Licking the, well, I mean, I try to get every part. If I don't lick this part, it gets on the rim and then it makes a mess. And I don't want to waste it either. All right, if Acosta says, Watashi tachi mo gaijin desu. So if Acosta apparently speaks some Japanese. So da ne. I would if I had one, says Terry. Oh, that's right. You'd be following. Yeah, you're not following the protocol. Wolfgang says, I do love to Wim Hof with my hydrogen. I very much agree with that one. Let me do some Wim Hof right now. Then I'm going to pass out. Has anybody ever done Wim Hof and passed out? All right. Any final questions, guys? I really sincerely am almost done. I wanted, like I said, I wanted to do something bad this morning. You know what? I should have put some koji in my smoothie. That would have been, that's you being bad. I'm gonna put a little koji in my smoothie. It's a little sweeter. Yeah, what else could I have? I don't really want oatmeal. Natto powder. If you're looking for the enzymes, yes, you can do a powder. I said, we're also gaijin. Who is we're? We are? Yeah. So F. Acosta, did you live in Japan? Are you the guy who contacted me who used to like be in Okinawa or something for military? Do you ever wish you could just like go somewhere like another planet that has perfect weather where you don't need any air conditioning or a heater, and somewhere where there's abundance of the best food ever and you could just relax and there'd be a river and a mountain? Sounds like planet Earth actually, doesn't it? Would you ever like to go to a planet that has mountains and rivers? Yeah, you know, planet Earth has those. Just somewhere quiet where people aren't fighting. I gotta say, I'm so tired of the fighting. You know, I had hoped this, I probably shouldn't say this, but I had kind of hoped that when Biden took over, I was hoping that there'd be like less fighting and that he would maybe do a good job. And instead, that was the hope. I was like, God, I hope this guy does something good. And I don't know about everybody else, but I've been quite disappointed. It's like everything's going to hell. It's like, oh my goodness. It's worse than I thought. Oh, now you're writing in Japanese. I cannot read much Japanese. Just wish we'd have somebody who would do a good job and make us all relax instead of nervous. But yes, natto powder can have the natto kinase or natto kinase enzyme. I like whole food, but for a lot of people who can't get natto, it might not be the worst thing, and there's great benefits to it, which we won't talk about here because everybody knows we don't have free speech. Maybe someday we'll get free speech back. Was there free speech back in 2016? I think there was. Okay, if Acosta says, oh, you already said that. You said, no, you're not the guy from the military. Okay, that's somebody else. Well, where'd you learn your Japanese? Or are you just using like Google Translate? Terry C says, yep, sometimes you just want to disappear. Ski Couture says, thank you for your lives. Oh, thank you, Ski. Appreciate you in all the conversations in the comment section. Well, see, thank you. I like when people are nice and kind and love each other. We don't have to agree on everything. That's okay. Some people don't agree with the way I eat. That's okay. It doesn't bother me, as long as they don't get mad. You don't need another planet. Try Hawaii again. LOL. Yeah, I know. I have thought about it. Focus, focus. Wrote in something in Japanese. Efakosa says, let's go, Brandon. Yeah, I wish he would go. Just go somewhere. Go to another planet. Where they have good health care. I tell you what, this will be interesting. Everybody guess how long they think Joe Biden will live. Like, just guess. Like, let's see, and then we'll see who's right. It may be years from now, but one of these years we'll be like, hey, this person was right. Because, I don't know, I'd have a hard time believing he'll make it to 86. But he might make it to 83. I don't know if his brain will be there. But he's not super overweight or anything. Be interesting what he eats. What if he eats nothing but cheeseburgers from McDonald's? I get a McMuffin and a McSausage and a McFlurry every single day for breakfast. Oh wait, no, he likes chocolate ice cream. I forgot. I'll have a McChocolate ice cream. Okay, let's go, Brandon. Let's see. Efakosa says, I'm learning it as a hobby. Oh, still beginning. Good for you, Efacosta. Nice job. You know their vowels are the same as Spanish. Just based on your name, I thought you might know Spanish. The vowels in Japanese, I believe, are A, I, U, E, O. And in Spanish are A, E, I, O, U. And in English is A, E, I, O, U. See, I'm just making sounds. I'm just making stuff up. Pretend I know something. Focus Pocus says, put some peyote in the smoothie. Oh boy, you want one of those, huh? You want to go on one of those journeys. Peyote. Put a little root vegetable in there. Well, since Focus Pocus said to do it, I guess I will. Hold on a second, guys. Let me put a little peyote in here. Boop, boop, boop. There it is. Magic. Magical. I should show you some pictures of ones I really got in real life. Let me try it now. Let's see if it tastes any different. Tastes like a root vegetable. What you putting in that smoothie there, mister? Fruits and vegetables. You know that's against the rules. We don't want you very healthy now. Don't you know that? That's why we have doctors. It's like you can just eat McDonald's all day. We'll fix you up. We'll give you some statins, some high blood pressure medication, some diabetes medication. Maybe open you up and put a stent in. See, we got your back. As long as you make your monthly payment of $99.99. Alrighty then. I don't want to get sick. I don't want anything to do with that. Okay, Wolfgang. Wolfgang Amadeus. That's an interesting name, right? Wolfgang. That's German, isn't it? German. Oh, I think he is already dead. Oh, dang. Wolfgang's pulling out the big guns today. He's a walking dead man. And we are watching a clone or double or digital image of the Brandon Beast. Really? You think so? Well, that's interesting. You think all the people when he's on TV are just pretending that he's there? Or no, he's a clone or double. He's a clown. Yeah, he's not a clone, he's a clown. He's a doubling the clown. Well, it's a little too conspiratorial, but maybe you're right. Conspiracy theory, but I don't know. I think he's still alive. Can barely walk though. Maybe you're right. Maybe somebody's in like a suit because they can barely walk. They keep falling down. Just keep tripping. I don't know. He eats ice cream. Yeah, maybe he's like overheated. He's gotta I gotta cool myself down. You know, that's interesting. Wasn't there like a movie like that? I think it was Universal Soldier. The guy constantly had to be on ice or something. The only thing that keeps him from rotting or overheating. He eats ice cream, says Helen. Carries, he says, LOL, ha ha ha, so funny. Brandon Beast funny. Beast. Who said he's a beast? Brandon Beast. Image of the Brandon. Oh, he's the beast. Yeah, he sucks at, that's only one thing. Look, maybe he's good at making ice cream, but he sucks at running a nation. That's just my opinion, though. Well, he's good at spending money, but who isn't, right? I mean, spending money is easy, isn't it? I think it is. Just give me one of those gold American Express cards and boom. Northern Yeti says, Yeti and Wolf think the same. Oh, let's see, what did Wolf say? You think that he's a clone? A clown? His brain is already dead. Yeah, I mean, he can still talk. So there's still something there, but he's not all there. It's all theater, says Acosta. Theater. You know, I think you might be right. That's what I always hate about politicians and lawyers. I mean, I don't hate all lawyers. There's some nice ones out there. But, yeah. Don't say the word beaver. Don't tell Mr. Brandon, hey, guess what you're eating with that vanilla or strawberry ice cream you got there? Probably has no idea what he's putting inside his mouth. Okay, all theater. Yeah, they're like, guys, here, I'm going to speak like that. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. We have a plan, and we are going to enact this plan because the country really needs this plan. Okay, have a good day. We're not answering any questions today. Okay. Would Hillary Clinton been any better? Oh boy, that's a loaded question. Bring Hillary into the conversation. You know, I don't know her personally. All I can say is that when I see someone speak and it feels really fake, I don't know. Not a huge fan. I'm serious. You know what I really like now? Tell me if you would agree with this. You know when they do the debates and there's like two people standing and there's a podium, two podiums or whatever. I would like them being hooked up to something. And then on the big screen, every time they speak, it shows that they're lying or not. And I would like to see their blood pressure and their heart rate. And I think that would be awesome, right? Because you ask them a question and, you know, Biden says something like, well, you know, I got a plan. Ding, 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 he's lying. You know, or something like that. I don't know, just something, you know, he's like, oh, I don't need ice cream. Bling, bling, bling. You know, just something. That would be the first thing. And then the second thing, I would like them to get blood work. And so above on each one of them, there's like a screen and it would show what was in their blood, like if they had like certain drugs in their blood or if they had, who knows, heavy metals or whatever. Just show everything that's in their blood. And so you basically do a total, practically a physical, right? And they're not allowed teleprompters. That'd be nice. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I would love to see lie detectors tests on them though. That'd be awesome. Wolfgang, anything is possible. Northern Yeti says, you know what the difference between conspiracy theory and reality is? About 6 months. I mean, you're right. There's a lot of things out there that have turned out to be true, which really have shocked me. Remember, I'm a skeptic, but there is some stuff. Yeah, that guy's, I won't say his name, but that guy's name that starts with an A. Man, he's been right about some stuff. It's crazy. You're not wrong yet, Yeti. Helen says, ha ha ha, Yeti, so true. It's all an illusion, says Wolfgang. Ooh, I've been breathing in hydrogen for 30 minutes. Take a deep breath. At least 3 of them. Oh, you know, you can actually feel that more when you do that after the 3rd one. Okay, guys, I'm almost done. Today, I think I'm going to be bad and I'm going to make a coffee. Focus Pocus says, buy silver, gold, and XRP. I have heard about XRP. That might not be such a bad idea, actually. They're going to hyper deflate the dollar. You can't get your money out of the bank soon. Yeah, that would be cool, says Terry. I don't know if that'd be cool, but why do they want to screw everybody? I'm going to be bad today, and I'm going to make an all-organic black cup of coffee. I'll probably add a little bit of raw honey in it. should do something else that's not so good. What should I do today? I don't think I can make pancakes or biscuits. Actually, I hate to say this, actually, I was bad yesterday. I had an egg. I had one boiled egg yesterday because I had this vegetarian ramen. It was pretty good, actually. But they had threw an egg in there, and I'm like, ooh, I'll eat it. I haven't had eggs forever. And you know, it's funny, the studies, I can't believe the research that shows that if you do eat healthy all the time, as far as lots of fruits, vegetables, like having eggs or even meat or something every once in a while, it actually, you don't get the negative effects, which is very interesting. It's when you have them too often. Add coconut cream to your smoothie. Oh, there you go, Ellen. That is a good idea. Let me add a little hydrogen water to this. Be right back. Then I'll say goodbye. Oh wait, I still got smoothie. Okay. I guess I should finish this up. I'm gonna finish this up. I think you guys know the drill, but I'll show you how I do it. Well, I certainly got, at least I did my, see, I gotta do my hydrogen protocol in the morning and my smoothie. And then now I can be semi-bad today. I don't know, bad by my definition is probably not as bad. I mean, I'm certainly not gonna eat any McDonald's. I don't think I'll ever put that stuff in my body ever again. But who knows? If you're starving, I'll tell you one thing, if I'm starving and all there is McDonald's, I'm gonna eat it. But if I have a choice, I won't. And so far, I still have free will to buy my vegetables. Can you believe that? You go to the store though, I don't think any, you know, people don't even want them. I go to the store and most people are in all the other aisles, all the other processed foods. That's okay. Once in a while you see people in the produce section. It's almost like seeing a Yeti in the wild. You don't see it very often. Or almost ever, actually. Okay, let's not waste any of this. Yeah, you know, I didn't mean to bring up the politics thing, but it is interesting. I feel like it's like Twilight Zone. I never cared about politics when I was... I never cared about politics, actually. I was gonna say when I was young, but I kind of don't care much until it starts really, really affecting your life, you know? Like we would probably be like, okay, we already know you lie to us. We already know you steal from us. And it's like, that's fine as long as you just let us have a little bit of freedom. Now we're like, okay, this is getting to be too ridiculous at this point. You want everything. You want you want your whole cake and eat it too or whatever. It's like, you want it all. And that's where people start being like, okay, this is too much. You know, hey, at least we have internet, right? At least we have electricity for now. Who would have liked to go back to the 1940s and live then? Or 1920s? They had blenders back then? I'd probably be missing my distiller and I'd be missing my hydrogen machine, but what if I could go back in time and take it with me? And people would be like, what is that? It's just a bubbler. It just makes bubbles in the water. No big deal. Yep, just bubbles. Hey, Bubbles. You know, I wonder if any parent has ever named their kid Bubbles. Like, hey, Bubbles, come here, Bubbles. That'd be a weird name. That would kind of suck. If I was a kid, my name is Bubbles. Especially if you're not very smart. People probably make fun of you. Boy, I just made a mess. Okay, let's go grab a paper towel here. Okay, last questions. Almost done. Somehow I still am making a smoothie. I tried to spatula it, but somehow I feel like I'm not getting enough. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got some here on the counter. I sure did. Look at that. What does that look like? It's smoothie. Very smooth. All right. Time to say goodbye. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys later. Let's see if anybody wrote final question. Add coconut cream. Oh, you know what? Add coconut cream to my coffee. I do like that. Ooh. I gotta go see if I have any. I bet you it's going bad. I've been saving it. Maybe I'll put it in the smoothie tomorrow. Acosta says, black coffee? You heathen. You're so bad. You're totally gonna get it. Did you guys ever see that skit by Jim Carrey? Where he's on a cross, he's playing Jesus. He's like, wait till my father hears about this. You guys ever see that one? That was so funny. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious actually. Jim Carrey was so funny. Okay, Wolfgang, yep. Have a little black coffee, honey, and enjoy the view or something. Just relax for a moment. I once attended a prepping class, Helen. I was told to stock up on Spam and Vienna sausages. McDonald's or Spam, which one would kill me first? I don't know, but to me, McDonald's would taste way better. Ugh, I don't like Spam. I don't think I've ever even tried it. Maybe I have once, but hydrogen bubbles. Yep. Oh, you guys want to see hydrogen bubbles? Like the goodbye. Here's a goodbye sign. There it is. Every time I'm about to leave, I'm going to put up the hydrogen bubbles. There they are. I had an Aunt Bubbles. Really? It was her nickname. Oh, hey, Bubbles. Bubbles. Here, can you see this? I can actually hit the bubbles. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Technology. Technology is so advanced, they can't put new teeth in your mouth, but you can hit invisible bubbles. Pretty crazy. One of these days, those. Now I'm sounding like Biden. I can't speak straight. Okay. Aunt Bubbles. We'll see you guys later. I'm assuming she had a bubbly personality. All right. Bye, guys, says Terry. All right. I'm going to say goodbye, guys. Have a good one. Enjoy your week.